Okay, and welcome back to another episode of the Saucy Boys podcast. I go by the name of Chaku.
Michael Stokes, baby. What's up?
And we are back for a new episode. Today, bevy is very simple. We're just gonna sip on these Crown mixed beverages. Mike's got the original cola with the whiskey. I got the peach because I didn't really have a choice. So yeah, let's go ahead and crack into these real quick.
Let's get it. Let's get a little bit of that old school ASMR for you guys.
And
Ooh,
spicy.
That popped the top like a beer. You know?
This smell like peach. Like, you know how some like peach flavored things smell like that's fake peach, but this shit smell like it got the fuzz on it.
No can do. Don't like it.
Smell a little bit of dirt on there before you wash it off.
Roadie. Here's my thing. They just taste like Flavor Crown just tastes like maple syrup.
It really does.
That's why I don't get why people like to take shots of it and shit. I'm like, y'all are gross.
I don't see why people like seltzers so much.
Those ones that we had at South by were pretty good.
Mike, stop defending it. I can't fuck with it.
You can't? Really?
I don't like them.
Hey man, I caught a nice buzz while watching you perform.
You know which ones? Oh yeah. Was that the Austin shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Damn. See, I didn't have any. I was drinking straight tequila. I was nervous as fuck.
This guy.
We can talk about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like seltzers, I'm not a big fan of. I don't know. The only one that I've had that is like decent is the Topo Chico one. And that's because somebody gave me that shit by accident. I wasn't drinking. And somebody was like, "Oh, what do you want?" I was like, "Yeah, let me get a Topo Chico." Like, I'm trying to keep it easy.
I was highly disappointed by the Topo Chicos. I remember when those dropped, I went to like 4 or 5 liquor stores looking for them. They were all sold out. My girl really wanted them so badly. Then when I finally like was able to procure some of them, big words, baby, at the pool for the summer kickback, I didn't enjoy them that much. My buzz was not as buzzy as it should have been, so I was like, I'm good on these.
I wasn't really worried about the buzz factor. I was just more concerned with the flavor factor, right? Because a lot of them taste like weird. I don't know, like I get a weird like the Happy Dad ones. Like this is.
Oh yeah, those were trash.
Yeah, don't have a good aftertaste. So all the ones that I tried had like that weird aftertaste, and I was just like, nah, I'm good on these.
The only one I like was the Simply Spike lemonades. Seltzer. Those are pretty. Well, there's not really a seltzer. It calls itself a lemonade. They're making like more flavored drinks with like the real alcohol in them and everything, similar to like that new White Claw with actual vodka in it.
Vodka in it.
When I went camping, I went and grabbed Jack Daniels ones, and they have like flavored Jack Daniels. That shit actually tastes really fucking good.
Yeah.
They got one that's like purple, but it's not grape. It's a berry blast.
Ooh. And
that's why I fuck with it, because I expect it to be grape. And I don't know about you, I don't like artificial grape things. Tastes like Dimetap, which was a medicine in the 90s that your parents would give you when you were sick. It's gross. So I steer clear of fake grape things. But when I tried that berry blast shit, I was like, yo, this is fire.
All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And just think about how you're going to answer this.
Okay.
What's your favorite Kool-Aid flavor?
Red.
Hey, okay. Mine's a yellow.
Okay.
I like the yellow.
Okay.
Now, if you would have said fruit punch, nigga, I would have been so mad.
Oh, nah, fuck no.
I would have been so mad.
Red, my boy. I got a question for you now.
Oh, shit.
When you make your Kool-Aid, do you follow the instructions on the packet?
There's instructions on the packet?
My nigga. Thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between black Kool-Aid and whatever it is y'all be making. You know what I'm saying? Now, every black boy have the horror story of spending the night at their white friend's house for the first time, and they get offered their Kool-Aid, and you spit it out back in the cup. Because I know I did it.
I wasn't that.
I was like right back in the cup there, and like my friend was like looking at me. I was like, yo, did you put sugar in here? And he like asked his mom.
It's just like straight powder.
Yeah, he's like, mom, Mike says he didn't put sugar in the Kool-Aid. I was
like, why would you say? Don't say I said that.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, threw me under the bus.
Yeah. So I had to tell his mom how to really make Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Well, and then remember when they came out with the canisters, and it's like you didn't have to add
no sugar needed.
No sugar needed.
That just means you gotta add more.
Like, nah, you gotta add sugar to that shit because it was not good. It's all bitter. I'm like, hell nah. I think the only one that you could do that with is the yellow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had it. No, I did. I'm lying.
Or like
I'm lying. Because I remember when my parents would go grocery shopping, there would be like we'd come back with like a fucking fat stack of them fucking Kool-Aid packets, man. And it looked like a deck of cards how many of them there was. Shit.
It was like 10 cents a piece or some shit like that.
Yeah. I like a red, but blue is in there too.
Oh, yeah.
I do like a nice blue.
Yellow was always my go. It was like ghetto Gatorade.
Ghetto Gatorade.
For no bullshit. I'd be like, be outside playing, it be all hot. I want the yellow one. Wiping sweat off my forehead and shit. Ghetto Gatorade. Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an intro and a new segment that we like to call Awkward Black Guys.
Oh, for sure.
We are, just in our own, we're two awkward black guys, and we just go about our business. But for some reason, it keeps getting misconstrued as like they're really cool or hip or edgy and stuff like that. And I don't know. To me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? What about you? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so this is a common misconception, right? Because one, I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
So off rip, everybody thinks it is. It's just like, oh yeah, you're Mr. Cool Guy. I'll be the first person to tell you whenever I like how I view myself versus how everybody sees me is not the same.
Yeah.
Like people, oh, like you look just so laid back and so cool, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm anxious as fuck all the time. My armpits be hella sweaty. Like
I've literally watched this man pull a spare shirt out of his book bag to put on because he sweat through the one he's wearing.
You know what? For a minute, like it wasn't bad. Like it was like it had gone away, and I was like, fuck yeah! Like I can wear like lighter colored t-shirts, and then out of nowhere, it's like surprise, nigga, sweat. And I was like, fuck.
I'm actually stepping outside of my comfort zone wearing this white tee right now. I actually lost this shirt for a couple months, but I found it the other day and washed it. But we're getting into the hot months, and let's just say I'm not going to raise my arms up in this bitch because the pits are a little bit dingy. Even though I do wear deodorant that says it does not stain the armpits,
but that shit still does.
It does.
I hate that shit.
I had to have this conversation with my girlfriend because she for Christmas bought me a pair of no homo Lululemon athletic pants.
Those joints be like, I heard they're like really comfortable.
They're nice. And it's the one with the built-in compression shorts in them. Now, here's the only problem. They're a nice, like, minty green color, but the compression shorts on the inside are white.
Ugh. Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
She didn't. And so I wore them one time and came back, and I was like, look, babe, I can't have these no more. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. I love these. They're dope. But you got to understand.
All that ball sweat.
Yep. You can't get black guys white things. This is why I don't wear white hats, because they stain so quick.
Yeah.
And it just makes you look filthy even though you're a clean motherfucker. It's just the way life is.
But then that too is like, I don't really have a lot of pairs of like white socks because you wear them like one time and they just
I bleach them and I use a lot of Shout when I wash mine and shit.
Yeah. But it's like there's steps that you got to go through to keep them shits white.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would rather not. I got a lot of things to do today besides bleach my socks. So I just wear like black or gray or
just a little cap full of bleach in your wash. That's all you need, But even with that being said, with these, ironically, when you said that, I just washed clothes and I had like a couple new pair of white socks and they were already looking dingy.
like side to side. Like,
yeah.
Well, even like my black ones, my black joints be fading. And then I wanted to try like dyeing like all my black shit because like
It doesn't work.
It don't work.
No, my girl tried it. She tried to dye some black jeans.
The ones like the little thing you put in the washer
with like the right dye or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
She put it in the sink, poured like the whole bottle in there, and we let it sit for like 24 hours. And even after she like finished the thing, I think it was like dark for one wear, and then she washed them again and they're faded.
Damn.
So it don't really help.
There's like something you can do to like make the color stay. I don't know. Fuck it.
Get a new pair of jeans.
But yeah, no, back to the awkward black guy things. I don't know, it's just weird to see people's like, I guess, view of me and like how they think I am versus like how I actually am. And then like I tend to be super chill most of the time, and a lot of people kind of mistaking it for like me being like nonchalant.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times like shit just be going over my head.
I hate it when I'm minding my own business and someone's like, look at you thinking you're all better than me or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nigga, I'm thinking about the video game I'm going to go play. What are you talking about?
I'm over here thinking about $1.50 hot dogs at Costco.
Yeah.
Like, like just the most random shit. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh, you think you're cool. You think you're so cool. Like, bitch, I'm standing here.
You know what's funny is I got that comment from somebody when we did that show at Kick Butt Coffee. And there was a friend there and her cousin. And I'm not going to say no names. I don't remember exactly who it was. I just remember the comment, and it kind of bothered me. So I got off stage, and like, you know how when we get done doing a show, we just like go and talk to everybody. Everybody's like, yeah, like that shit was dope. Like, and you're talking to people. So I'm like walking around, like thanking everybody for coming to the show and like, you know, doing that. I'm like, all right, now we all gonna go out and like drink, have a good time, like whatever, right?
Drink up, so, be merry.
Later on in the night, like, old girl comes up to me. She's like, you know what? You probably would have had a shot with my cousin, but she thinks that you're super arrogant. And I was like, what?
Huh?
Like, how? She's like, yeah, because just like your personality on stage is like you're very like cocky and like all. She just started like a list of shit. And
There's a side note about this. Women's intuition is not always fucking right.
Yeah,
it can be wrong. Honestly, it could be wrong a lot,
but they'll never admit it.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of women out there who are single who missed out on a good man because they went with their intuition, or they looked at a zodiac sign and was like,
yo, that zodiac shit.
With him.
He's a Gemini. Geminis are evil. I'm like, damn, nigga, I'm not the devil.
I mean, y'all are pretty bad. I'm just fucking with you. Nah, I told you this. I had an ex who had like something on her phone that would give her like a daily horoscope.
Oh my god.
And she would her day would be made or broken by what that horoscope said. And I remember like arguing with, I didn't even try to argue with her. I was like, who cares? It's a computer generated thing. It just sends you something at random. Yeah. And they're just like, it means so much. Like, it told me I was going to have a bad day, and I went to work and it was a bad day. I was like,
you know what's wild to me is so I'm not like, I'm not deep into the game or anything, but like back in the day, whenever people talked about like horoscopes, it would just be like the little shit in the newspaper, and you would get the little thing that, you know, oh, today is going to be a great day for you, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, you just go about your day. But now there's like all this extra shit. It's like your sun sign and your moon, like moon right. I don't know what the fuck it is. But there's a lot of things that are tagged onto it. And they're like, well, it depends on when you were born and what time and which way the sun was facing and how hard the wind was blowing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm going to have a good day is what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
What I hate is when they're like, you're a Taurus, that means you're stubborn. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And you're like, see, there you go. You're being stubborn. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I don't know.
I'm going to be a Taurus, okay?
That shit is just weird to me. I mean, for the people that are into it, I mean, it's no knock to y'all. But it does kind of put y'all in weird positions sometimes.
What is the most awkward thing you do? And I'll start. Because as we're still on the awkward black guys topic, I sing to my dog in the house. And it's like
Max.
It's like to a Disney, it's like a fake Disney tune in my head. So like I call his nickname is Bubby. I call him Bubby, Bubs, Bubby boy. And so like sometimes when I'm in the house, I'll be like, Bubby boy, my Bubby boy. Yes, it's true. You bring me so much joy.
Yo, this nigga got a whole song.
Hey, I'm telling you, I've been working this shit.
It's like
Disney,
it's like a Disney musical at the Martin household.
That's how I think about it. Like I'm all like dramatic and shit too. Like I'll like come around like the doorway, like Bubby boy. My Bubby boy, like doing shit like that. And like it's rubbed off on my girl. So she does that shit too. So she sings to him too. And I'm always like, mine's better. You know what I'm saying?
You're just hating.
Yeah, I'm Taurus. You know, I'm stubborn. Can't have somebody else like my dog more than me.
That nigga Bubby come out the room like, hey, you might hit that song, baby.
I swear.
Where the treats at, Mike?
My guy. But yeah, that's probably...
You know what the Bubby boy song means? Snacks.
That's probably me at my most awkward,
fuck, if that's your most awkward, I'm
not really. I'm lying. I'm a lot more awkward than that.
I'm a very strange person.
I've noticed.
I'm even awkward in this moment because I'm just thinking about all the weird shit that I do.
Like, no, I don't want to say that on camera. No, not that.
No, it's not bad. Well, as you can see, like I spend a lot of time by myself.
Yes.
So I do randomly sing songs. I'll be like making a sandwich. I just like make a song about the sandwich before I eat it.
My bologna has a first name.
I think about a lot of weird shit too. Like I'll be sitting on the couch and I always think about like scenarios like, man, okay, somebody peeked their head around this corner over here. Where the fuck am I gonna go?
Nowhere.
Yeah, I either gotta jump off the balcony or I gotta box this nigga. And if it's like a weird demon, I don't know. So it is just little shit like that. I think that's kind of awkward. I'm very awkward in conversation when it comes to talking to other people. I'm socially awkward.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, no, you seem fine. I'm like, no, if you seen my armpits right now, you would understand differently.
I feel like most women are just blinded by your looks. So they're just like, no, I didn't notice you were awkward, but I've been around you long enough that I know the awkward shit you'll say. Like, we'll just be vibing and you'll just be like, hey, you really put ketchup on eggs?
Yeah, like, man, I don't know, bro. I just trying to like break the ice. I'm trying to see.
I need a backiotomy out of nowhere. I'm just like, damn, this nigga doing this.
Said I need a backiotomy.
It's like, again?
I'm very like awkward in conversations sometimes. It depends on what the conversation's about.
Yeah.
If it's just about like some regular like day-to-day shit, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Because those conversations to me are very boring.
Yeah.
But if it's on some shit that's like relatable, and most of the time it's like music shit, or it's like shit that I nerd out about, like film, and I can actually talk about it.
Divulge.
Yeah, I can I can give my take on things. And then when it's something I know nothing about, I'm just like,
yeah.
Yes.
That's me. I don't like I know this is probably a detriment to me because like a lot of people do this when they get older. I don't like discussing adulthood with my friends that I've known for a long time. Like, I don't want to talk about like paying rent and shit like that and diversifying my portfolio and all that shit. I should, probably, but I just like to keep that shit to myself. When I see like a friend that I haven't seen in a while, like I want to catch up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot the shit. Like, no, we don't have to live in the past or nothing, but it's just like, I'm not coming up to you after not seeing you in like 10 years and be like, hey, what stocks you invest in? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nigga, that's personal.
It's the same thing as me. So when like conversations like that are happening, it's like, oh, we just had our third kid and we're about to upsize our home and what? That's where my eyes just like glaze over.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
when people start getting that shit like that, because especially like a lot of my friends, they have like multiple kids, and I'm just like, oh man, that sucks.
Great. The future is safe because of you.
I don't know. I think my thing too, where a lot of like my shit stems from, is that I meet a lot of random people, and a lot of these people are like cool as shit. But I'm a person that's good with faces and not names. Yeah. And so like I see these people out, and they're like, "Dude, remember?" And sometimes I don't even remember shit because there's been a lot of instances of things happening and a lot of dumb shit that I've done over, the course of the time that I've been DJing.
Yeah.
And two, alcohol is involved sometimes.
That is true.
So, depending on how many shots I've taken,
it's hard.
I don't remember talking about somebody's sweater saying that they look like the Hamburglar. I just say shit that be like, I don't know, man.
It's me, the Hamburglar. You remember?
Nah, man, I don't. He was cracking on my sweater the whole time, and everybody was laughing. It was funny.
Bought you like 3 rounds of shots.
Yeah. Shit.
Do you want a shot?
And it sucks because I've been at spots where I've played for like a year or so, and I tried to make it a point to like talk to everybody and at least get everybody's name at least like once. Because it switches up so much in like industry, like you don't know who's gonna stay or who's leaving.
Yeah.
So I typically try to like introduce myself to everybody. But there's like bartenders, like bar backs. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Like some of y'all, I don't remember y'all's names.
That's a lot of names. That's why we're two different people. You're the type of person who will say bye to everybody when you leave, and I'm just
like I'm out, nigga.
I'll text you when I'm home. Like I'm not obligated to this. You know what I'm saying?
Piece of chicken grease, but I just because everybody be showing me so much love whenever I do.
It's just too many people, man.
And I be like looking for people too. I fucked up because last Wednesday, the manager at Blue Box, for some dumbass reason, I'm like, this nigga's name's Chris. He looked like a Chris. That nigga's name's Chris. And so my sister comes to the bar, and I was like, oh yeah, this is Chris. And he's like, Michael. I was like,
fuck. Oh, damn, Chaku. Damn.
My sister looked at me like, you dumb nigga. I was like, my bad, bro. He's like, yeah, well, because the other manager that's there, his name is Chris.
Yeah.
And
so you thought it was two Chris's?
Man, I thought it was Chris.
A two Chris establishment?
Yeah, I thought it was Chris times two.
My goodness.
I thought it was Christmas up in there.
This fucking guy.
Yeah. So he told me his name was Mike. So I turned around and I was like, Mike.
Mike.
You gotta say shit like 12 times for you to remember, right? That's like the thing, like the rule.
Yeah, you're leaving that night. You're like, all right, later, Fred.
I felt so horrible though, because I was like, whenever shit like that happens, like I feel like terrible.
If it's like a situation where you were like vibing with him, you've had like multiple interactions, and y'all are cool.
Like I've seen him before, and so he used to work at this other spot, and then like I was out Christmas shopping one day, and he's like, "Was that you? I seen at Kohl's," and I was like, Yeah, that was me.
Kohl's, nigga?
That was me. I had to buy people t-shirts. They got some good t-shirts over there. But nah. So anyways, like I seen him over there, and then I've seen him at like multiple other places, and I like the name. It's like here and then it's gone. Yeah. And then so that night I was like, yeah, that's Chris. Gotta be Chris. And so I introduced. I was like, hey, this is my sister. This is Chris. And he was like, oh, it's Michael. I was like, where'd you go, Mike? I was like,
you tore his world down, bro. Yeah, man. This whole time you thought y'all had a connection. You thought y'all were cool. And then you fucked around and called him the wrong name. Yeah. He's like, this motherfucker.
I'm sorry, Mike.
He's gonna go. He's like, we just need double R on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
No Chaku.
No Chaku. No.
If that is his name, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
But then that too is like a lot of people mess my name up, and they either call me Chaka or Chaco or
Kaka.
I'm like, yeah, whatever, dog. So, I mean, if y'all mess up my name, I'm not really worried about it. But I tend to try to remember everybody's names and say hi and bye to everybody. And it makes it hard for me sometimes too, because like some people will show up to gigs and like they'll be there and I don't realize that they're there, and they'll be like, hey, like you didn't even come and fucking talk to me, like you didn't even come say hi. I'm like, my bad, man. Like,
the self-absorption of you to think that you're the only person on this very important DJ's mind that's working tonight, who has to play for like 4 fucking hours for you to come up to him and be like, oh my God, you need to talk to me. Like, yo, get over yourself, people. I'm sorry. We're a little self-absorbed in this world now.
But I mean, it's like it happens often. Like I got homies that come like, hey bro, like you didn't even say what's up. I'm like, my bad, man. I didn't even see you.
Go up to him, or shut the fuck up.
But they'll like either that or they'll text me. They'll send me like the little like wave emoji, and I'll look up and I'll see somebody like in the back waving. Either that or like they'll send a picture of me while I'm mixing, and I'm just like, oh shit, such and such is here. So. Homies, homegirls, like it happens often, but I think it's just one of those things where it's like they don't understand that side, and my head's so wrapped up in like the music shit and like trying to
caught up in the music,
mix. Man. I'm in the music, baby.
It's all about the music, man. I got the song in my head, man. I gotta get it out.
And a lot of the times too, like people will come up to me while I'm like mid mix, and I'm not thinking about anything other than nailing this transition and hitting the right buttons, right? And so people will come up to me and they'll like say hi and whatever, and I'm not shrugging them off, but I can see how it probably looks like that to them or it feels like that to them, but that's not the case. And then so I mean I've had some people who are upset with me and like, oh, you just acting like an asshole, and I'm like, man, my bad. But then when you apologize for it, I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, should I really be apologizing for that?
No. Like I said,
see, I'm just a nice guy. I'm just a very nice guy.
Too nice, way too nice, bro. I've told you this for years. Stop being so fucking nice, man.
And then that too, like I hate explaining like who's hanging out next to me. Like, cause a lot of times like people just pop up, visit, and there's some people that are comfortable enough to sit next to the booth or like sit there and try to chop it up with me, just to like be there or whatever. And
I assume everybody who's there, and it always comes as a shocker to me when I'm just like, oh, who was that? You're like, I don't fucking. Whenever that does happen, that happened like once or twice over at Burleson on a Saturday. Like, yeah. I thought like you knew this guy for a while, and I was like, oh, where you know him from? And you're just like, tonight. He came up here, he saw me here one time, and then he just decided to stand in the booth after that. And I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't know.
Because sometimes like I'll get people that'll come up and like they'll stand in the front by the tables and they'll kind of like yell song requests at me and shit, and I'm just like, all right, man. And then I mean they end up being cool people and shit, so I'm just like, yeah, man, you could chill right there, like just don't come back here. Like I could
just don't come back here.
Yeah, I could chill.
Just stay your ass right there,
like dance.
It's like, so when I first met my girl, she thought shit was sweet, nigga. She thought shit was sweet, cuz. She thought we could just pull up on you in the booth all the time, and I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to crowd the booth. That's my thing.
I mean, you can if I know you. If I know, like, so like you, like I don't mind it, especially if I have like space. I'm cool with that.
But even that, it's like an exclusive thing that I like to do. I don't want to take my girl and her friends and shit. Like, yeah, it's not what that's for. Okay.
It's funny because like sometimes people will bring like their girlfriends. And they're like, oh my God, so can you teach me how to DJ? And I'm just like, I'm not now, I'm working.
No, I'm working.
You can sign up for one of my classes, master class, Chaco Johnson.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's so weird when people ask me those questions. It's like, do you like wiki? Because I get it. It's from the outside looking in, it's like, that's people's perception of like what a DJ does. And everybody thinks it's a fucking playlist. And it's not a playlist, and I can't be mad at that. It's annoying sometimes, but I can't be mad at that. So I just try to take that shit with a grain of salt. Unless you're just being straight up disrespectful, then I talk shit.
So what's annoying to you is the whole do you wiki? That's like the annoying thing that you hear a lot.
What does a DJ name his son? Eric. Like the corny jokes. I can't stand them like to my core. So I know when people hear this shit, they probably gonna come to me saying corny DJ jokes.
We probably shouldn't say this because that's gonna like. It's going to basically be your life for the next year. Yeah. But mine, the ones that I hate, and these stem back to when I was working at a bank. I can't stand when people are like, working hard or hardly working.
Yeah, like shit. God, like that.
Shut the fuck up. Like and that stems from working on a bank on Saturday morning, and it just opens, and the old fucking guy comes in, and he gets to the front of the line, and he looks down the teller line, and he's like, oh, who's gonna take me? If you're listening right now, I'm doing finger guns because that's what they would fucking do. And then they'd come up to us, damn sure knowing that it's 9:05 and we've only been open for 5 minutes, and they'd be like, working hard or hardly working today, huh?
Nigga, we just started.
It's like, we just opened the fucking door, prick. You were the first one here. Like, no shit, I'm not working. Like, what do you want? What do you want? How much? What, $50 today? Okay, dick, here. You got an ATM too.
It's funny because like that, and then like when I used to be a cashier on base, like I don't know if it's just like a military dude thing or if it's just like a white guy thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, how you doing today? He's like, I'm living the dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
While they buy a fucking handle of vodka, I'm like, nah, nigga, you look depressed.
Fucked up.
This nigga living a dream. Either that or it's like another day in paradise. I'm like, nah, nigga, you tripping. Otherwise, you will be over here buying 2 cases of fucking Bud Light on a Wednesday afternoon. Like, yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, the Arc with Black Guy segment has come to a close. Let's move on a little bit forward. It's 2023. Some of us are single. Some of us are not. But I wanted to ask you, buddy, how's dating in 2023 been for you, man? How's that working out? Is everything, are the women still crazy? They still clingy? What's going
on? I'm a very single person. And
that's right.
I have no interest in dating. Mainly because like I see what's out there, and then on top of that too, and I mean, I'm probably gonna catch shit for this, but I think being a DJ, it hinders my ability to date anyone.
I don't think it's a DJ. I think it's being in the entertainment.
Yeah.
Anything entertainment, or I mean, we could probably even throw out working in a nightlife establishment. Will
Industry.
probably do that. Yeah, nightlife industry.
Yeah.
Is gonna do that because you're gonna have awkward. You're gonna have different hours.
Because there's a lot of assumptions, and then on top of that too, it's like where I'm at right now. It's like I'm not in a space to date anyone, and I make that very clear. Like with any person that, like any woman that I've talked to.
Yeah.
Like, look, this is not, So I don't know. It's not for me. And then it just like trying to, like I have mentioned this before, and it's just like intentions when it comes
what
to.
What are your intentions?
Oh, some women's intentions, because it's like it's like I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Cause it feels some of the.
What are your intentions with me?
Some connections feel genuine, and it feels like like, oh, like this person is possibly interested in me, and then like a lot of the occasions that I've had are just like, it just seems like some weird shit.
Yeah,
it don't feel right. Like the energy's off, and so
you thought about meeting a nice wholesome lady in church or something.
I'm just trying to find a hot mom at Target, I need a hot mom at Target.
Thought about finding Jesus, Chuck?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. Like, it's complicated.
That ain't Christ-like.
Especially when you, like, your dad, and
Ooh, you said the D word.
Yeah, I'm on my pops,
Word.
So, there's that, too. It's like I have my focus is on other things. It's not on, building a relationship with anybody right now. My main thing is just my relationship with my career and my kid, So, I mean, if something comes, I'm not opposed to it, but I know all the bullshit that's going to come with it, and I don't know if I'm prepared for that.
You heard it here first, ladies. You better be on your shit. You better be not on that bullshit.
I don't even
trying to come at Chalk.
I don't even think women really want to, like, the way the shit is now, like, women just be out here doing what niggas used to do.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, like, I wasn't even,
because girls is players too.
Yeah, because thanks, Coy. But the remix version. But yeah, just women out here doing their shit, and I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You know what though? Like, I hate seeing like how many women complain about like not being able to find like a good dude.
Because they're 90% of the reason why they can't.
And then niggas be in the friend zone, but then they be posting like all this wild shit on social media.
Yeah, there's nothing funnier than looking at like the girl's social media who's forever single but constantly bitching about not being able to find a good partner.
Like, my love life is cursed.
And then it's like, I see what they post on the weekend, and I'm like, well, I'm just saying this might be part of the reason.
You be doing some goofy shit sometimes.
Yeah, just be on some goofy shit. Like, I think the funniest thing, what it seems like for me on the outside looking in at you single heathens,
single motherfuckers,
the world out there is crazy now, but from looking in, it looks like everyone says what they want, but then when it comes to them, they don't know how to act, so they run away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They run back to the streets. I
always see like women post a lot of shit though, like, oh, like it's princess treatment or nothing else, and I'm just like,
no.
Like off rip.
Why do you deserve princess treatment off rip? I don't know you.
But then that too is like like I always see those things where it's like how much do you want like your partner to make, and a lot of these women be expecting niggas to be making like 6 figures.
Yeah, be on some dumb shit like that sometimes.
And I'm like, which I mean, that's not all women.
But there's the flip side of that too. But it's like, if you gon', and I think that's the karma that comes with that. But it's like, if you're gonna accept someone who's gonna be your breadwinner and give you everything, you better accept the fact that he's got like a plethora of women too on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's definitely what comes with it. It's like you
I mean, especially if you got that amount of money, like,
you don't want the funds to end. So it's just like, act right while I go out and smash someone else, because that's what's eventually is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then that too, but it's like, I can't say all women, but I know a good amount that would. They say they want these things, right? They say they want a dude to make like a certain amount of money. They say they want, princess treatment and all that. And then I feel like once they get that and they get bored with it, then they're like, what?
Ironically enough, you say this, and while I was listening to a podcast, you know how they always play like commercials for other podcasts on like your network or whatever you're listening to.
Yeah.
Like if you listen on Spotify, there's another one that's coming out that's basically about women, and the reasons why they decide to cheat on their husband.
Yeah.
And I was just like listening to this commercial, just like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Why are we doing this?
But I see that often, and it's like a dude can give you, all the things that you want, and all the things that you ask for, and then at the end of it, it's like, so my situation, right? It's like I work a lot. I'm hardly home, and so I was watching this movie, and this dude is still with this chick that cheated on him, and her excuse was, oh, well, she was just alone and she was at home and she was bored and
you were never there.
Yeah, you were never there. I'm like, well, how the fuck am I gonna pay for this house?
Yeah.
How the fuck am I gonna make the 6 figures that you want? And how the fuck you expect me to give you princess treatment if I'm not fucking working? So, I mean, there's that, and it's just like I feel like, like women ask a lot of men, and they want men to do things, and they expect them to do things just because they're the man in the relationship. But it's like we don't really expect or ask anything of them.
It's a new day and age, and I say women's rights. So you better get your ass up and make that 6 figures too, girl.
But it's weird because like and for me, like, I'm a fairly simple person. I don't ask for a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But then when it's constantly one of those things where it's like, well, you need to do this, and I don't want you to work here, or I don't want this, and I don't want that, and it's like, wait, well, what the fuck?
It's like I said, though.
Like, I gotta stop doing all this shit.
If we bring that back, I feel like that's everybody who is an entertainer or works in like a nightlife position or something like that. Especially if their significant other does not work in that same field with them.
Yeah.
If you work at a bar and you're dating someone who has a day job, you're probably going to be arguing about that a lot. The person with the day job is more than likely going to be trying to talk them into like, oh, have you ever thought about going back to school or do this or that?
Even sometimes people in the industry, like, even though they do the same thing, it's like it's like a level of like jealousy. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, like, you got these bitches coming to see you, or oh, you got these niggas to come and see you. And it's like, bro, like, at the end of the day, it's how we make our bread. I
remember one of the girls I used to work with at the bank. She told me that she used to work for bikinis, and her husband was he was so mad that she worked there for like a year or whatnot, just like constantly trying to convince her to quit and all that. And same thing, he was the breadwinner, but she just likes work. She wants to work, and she wants her own money. She doesn't want to be like depending on someone else, because that's the other thing that a lot of people don't think of. If bad times befall the breadwinner, then you shit out of luck.
Yeah, because who's making the money?
And then you gotta pick up and run to another dude or something like that until something happens. But well, I mean, this is not an indictment on only women, because there are probably dudes out there who do that shit too. Yeah. Shouts out to Tinder swindler.
Yeah, Tinder swindler. There's some bum ass niggas out there that be like living off of like these hard working chicks. Like, be out here working a 9 to 5 and come home, and this nigga playing video games all day. I
saw like a reel on Facebook. I'm pretty sure it was staged, but it was funny. And it was like this girl, she was getting driven to her house, and she was like, I called him 5 times, he ain't pick up, I'm on my period, I need my pads, I just needed him to bring them to my job, but now here I am on my lunch break coming home to get him. And it's like, that's how I knew it was kind of set up, because it was like too dramatic. And she like opens the door, and it's like her man and like his homeboys like eating Cheetos and shit, and like the whole house looked suspiciously messy. Like, it looked like niggas was just like, we gotta make this house look messy for this video. Just like threw some shit around or whatnot. And like she just starts like undressing him about like, how you gonna be here? Have you applied for no jobs? You ain't done nothing but smoke weed and play Madden all day and blah, just like shitting on him. And like at that point I was like, I gotta cut this off now, because I know this is staged, but it's still pretty interesting, because I mean, there are some dudes out there who I
mean, it goes either way. But
I think about what's his name in Baby Boy, Omar Gooden. where he called the scene where he's like, I ain't gonna call y'all bitches. I'm gonna call y'all unstable creatures. That's what I'm gonna call y'all. But like on that scene, like he's like, he's Tyrese's character Jody. He's his best friend in the movie. And like there's like this random scene where like his mom, he lives with his baby mama and his baby mama's mom. And like they're in the kitchen like talking shit about him, like he don't do nothing, he don't work, he don't do nothing. He's in the living room just playing Dreamcast and shit. And he like pauses, he's like, yo, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to provide for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't causing no problems. I'm just sitting here playing this game that you guys went and bought me, but y'all want to be all up in my business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some unstable creatures. It's a good scene. If you ain't seen Baby Boy,
I've seen it, but
it's a porno with a plot. It's hilarious.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. But yeah, I don't know. Like that's where I'm at. And I never wanted to be one of them things where it's like I'm too busy and you neglect. So that's where I'm at with the whole dating thing. I'm not really.
All you have,
all of you have.
I got dick for you when I'm not working, girl. If I'm busy, then fuck no. That's you. You just be riding around listening to that shit all day long.
Yeah,
yeah. That's right, Drizzy. I know you're feeling.
Because most of the time I'm just busy. Like it sucks, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not really too pressed on it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got other things to focus on besides that, and then that too is just like the couple of instances that have been presented to me have just left a weird.
Your options weren't top tier. Weren't up to par, up to snuff.
Yeah.
Creme de la creme.
I don't know, man. Because what if I we post this episode and then like the girl of my dream shows up? Then I'm gonna say some stupid awkward shit and lose it forever.
No, man. She'll be like, "Oh my god, you're awkward. I'm awkward.
This nigga's a nerd." You know what I always think about is New Year's Eve when I fucking twinkle waved across the bar at this fucking. She looked great. She was a very beautiful woman.
For those that are longtime Saucy Boys listeners, you are aware of the Twinkle Wave story from Chaku. It is one of the highlights of his life, unfortunately.
It was horrible. I think at the time, too, like I had just gotten out of something. And so I was like, fuck it. Like, it's New Year's Eve. Like, I'm out with my nigga. Like, I'm having fun. And so we go to Ash. And they're behind us when we walk in, and we're just kind of like looking at each other.
I just can't get the image of you out of my head.
Making eye contact. And I'm already kind of faded at this point because I was supposed to do a gig that night, but some shit happened, so I was like, fuck it. And so we get to Ash, and like we go down, and like, like the bar at Ash is like in the middle. So it's like you can walk all the way around that shit. And they're at the opposite sides by the bathroom. And me and KG are sitting at the bar. And we're like waiting to order.
What up, KG?
And he's like, "Hey man, I think she's looking at you." And my dumb ass, I'm like, "Nah, she ain't looking at me. She don't give a fuck about me." And I look up, and then we kind of make eye contact. And I'm sitting on the bar with like my elbows on the bar, and I'm like leaning, and I had one hand free, and I look, and she looked at me, and I just said, I fucking twinkle waved, and then immediately. Like the fucking wave of embarrassment just like fucking overcame my body.
Oh my God.
I looked at KG and I'm like, nigga, I just twinkle waved at her. And he said, what? I said, I just twinkle waved at her. I was like, oh my God. And so they start walking around the bar and they come up and they kind of like walk behind me. He's like, well, you got to say something to her now. And so I kind of like turn, I see her, and we just kind of have a brief exchange.
Nice wave.
And I was like, I'm sorry about I apologize for the wave.
You know what you should have did? You should have acted like you didn't do it and just forgot all about it. Short-term memory.
Nigga, I don't twinkle wave.
Twinkle wave? Fuck is that?
I'm a fucking thug.
My fingers were clearly together when I waved.
Yeah.
No twinkles.
Nigga, I did the spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers?
But nah, so we like talked for a second, and I was like, maybe I can get you a drink later. I got so embarrassed in my conversation with her, like I was still embarrassed, and she's like, no, she's like, it's fine, you're cute, and I was like, oh, And so we exchanged numbers, and I had sent a text. I was like, hey, nice to meet you. And then it was just radio silence. For
nothing worse than when you get a number and
forever.
Hit it up and no response.
It was silence forever.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder in like those situations though, if like maybe just something happened. Not like anything bad.
Possibly. I just like to think they probably got scooped by someone else.
Either that or like in my head, I'm like, maybe her phone broke. And then like when she got a new one, it just never got that message.
Yeah, okay. Never got
and what if she looking for me, What if like all these years she's like, man,
this whole time
I gotta find this dude that twinkle waved at me.
He was incredible, He's the most beautiful man I've ever seen, but I lost my phone that night and I never got his number.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we like to call optimism.
This fucking guy right here, Captain Optimism, man. Shit. Maybe we could take a more optimistic view on this last topic right here. We were speaking about this the other day. It's basically the talk of the town. Everyone's speaking about it. Chaku, AI is here, and it is fucking terrifying. Before we get into it, I'm going to say, what is the first experience? How is AI affecting your career path and field? And I'll go first by saying this. What I do at work is SEO, search engine optimization. In that, a big part of it is called writing metas, and then there's also copywriting of it too. So the big AI right now, chatgpt, can do all of that shit really quick and stuff. You still got to proofread it and everything, and anybody who uses it to write a resume or a cover letter, you better make sure you proofread that shit and edit it up, because my company actually can run your resume through something that will tell them if a robot wrote it or not. It's really easy to do, honestly. So a lot of people are cutting corners thinking like, oh, I never have to write an essay again. Yeah, you kids in college, y'all keep thinking that shit. You're going to have to write essays, motherfucker. But yeah, we're just on the precipice of a new world right now where it's terrifying, because it's everything that they warned us about in Terminator and The Matrix. And yet here we are right now.
Just loving it.
What did Morpheus say? At the dawn of the 21st century, we basked in the glory of AI or something like that. And then it's like it turned on us and scorched the skies and shit. I was like, God damn. Yeah. That's all I think about every time I see something else with AI. But yeah, on to you. Pass the mic to you. How is AI affecting you? I already told you how it's in my career field.
So, sorry, I heard that. Dog. It's crazy to me because like recently online I've been seeing a lot of shit.
Yeah, you've been sharing a lot of it too.
Yeah, I've been sharing. My bad, man. I be oversharing sometimes. But it's like all these profiles. Oh, just racing out front. It's on TikTok mainly. Yeah. And it's like these AI versions of Kanye covering different songs. Yeah. So there's one like Justin Bieber, Love Yourself. I heard one today that fucking surprised the shit out of me. And it sounds just like Kanye, but it either sounds like a legit song that like he did, or it sounds like a reference track. Yeah. And then there was another guy that used the same thing to write his own song, and then used use Kanye's voice to make it sound like a Kanye song. And so that's crazy to me, because it's like you could be a regular artist, like say me and Mike, and we just do like some clip shit, and we just take like their voice and we write a bunch of shit and just use the AI thing and put it over a beat, and then we're releasing songs just fucking, Pusha T and Malice. It's crazy that the fact that you can like just do this on any computer. Yeah. So, but then that too, it's like you have programs that are doing like whole screenwritings. So it's like script screenwriting. There's another one so for like the DJ world, right? You have technology that can isolate stems. Yeah. So it's like I can isolate vocals, I can isolate the melody, I can isolate the bass, and I can isolate the drums from a track. So what that's allowing us to do is just make almost any fucking remix of a song that we want, which is cool in a sense of creativity, but it's wild the fact that like I could just take any song and do a mashup like how I want to, versus how you would have to take it into like a program and dissect it and, you know, put shit in the places that you want to put it, which I mean, you still have to do it that way if you want it to come out as clean as you want it to. And it's not just some like on the fly shit, but the fact that you can do it on the fly is just fucking wild to me.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's terrifying because in a way, like every like new invention eventually becomes a crutch to humanity. And that's the issue with it. Like, we're supposed to be using these things as tools, and they always become a crutch. So it's like, to the generation that creates it, it's used as a tool, but to the next generation, it becomes a crutch. The case in point, what I was thinking of is probably like when television was created. Television started out as like a tool, like, oh, this is the fastest way that we can broadcast a message around the country now, post like radio or whatnot. Before that, motherfuckers were sending a raven like in Game of Thrones and shit like that. And then you get a TV.
Send the bird.
Yeah. So it's like in the 40s when FDR is giving this big speech about World War II. This is a big deal. This is nice. But, you know, 40 years later, there's terms called couch potato and people who just stay at home and watch TV all day and do nothing. And it's like it becomes a crutch. You know what I'm saying? The iPhone is a tool, but to a generation of people who've lived their whole life with one in their hands, it's a fucking crutch.
So that's why you have all these kids that have like iPads and shit, like don't play outside. Like,
and they're socially awkward as fuck.
Unhealthy.
And yeah, exactly. And that's why, I mean, we could probably look at some studies about this, but I'm pretty sure that this is a big reason why a lot of these 20-year-olds got so much depression and anxiety and shit. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to dig into that. But what I'm saying is AI, once again, it's at a point where it's seen as a tool, but to me, I feel like you're lying if you're going to sit there and say, like, this will only stay a tool. Yeah. Like, at the rate it's going right now, I feel like it could probably wipe out 50% of jobs within the next 5 years. Dude.
Because you think about that, too. It's like all these AI-generated, like, artworks, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's doing a thing. Like, this shit took maybe, like, 5 or 10 pictures from me, and it made a whole fucking collection of like art that just, it looks like me.
I saw that one you sent me of like the wedding photographer, and he's just like, yeah, my industry is fucked.
Yeah.
Of like, literally he took his pictures, ran it through it, and it made it look like he fucking flew them out to a fucking castle in Monaco or something like that.
But the crazy shit about that is you can do it in different styles of like photographers.
Yeah. So like he picked the artist or the photography that he liked, and it
modeled it after.
Man, it's so crazy.
And they look legit.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a legit like wedding shoot.
I thought like maybe it would look very like CGI-ish in the back, but like when I was like looking at it, I was like, I really can't tell the difference. This really looks like they're on location.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. And it's like there's probably going to be some beauty in it when it comes to like film making and stuff if it produces things like that, like, oh, we can't be on location here, but maybe we can run this through AI and generate a background.
Well, how they do it is they have I don't know exactly how they do it, so don't quote me on this, but from what I've seen is like they have these CGI generated like landscapes or whatever. It's like The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's like it's shot on a stage, but it looks like it's on location because they have like those backgrounds made and it's projected on a screen instead of it being green screen.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're actually in that environment. So now it's just going to get to a point where sound stages are just going to be full of like tons of screens and there's going to be no green screen or CGI you have to really do because it looks like you're on location.
That's crazy.
But that you think about it, it's all computer generated, so essentially AI generated.
Yeah. Hey man, it's like I said, it's gonna be cool for a while until Skynet comes aware and fucking kills us all, man. We're done. We're fucking done for, and we need it too.
I don't want to get killed by a smart toaster.
We're the worst.
The fuck?
We're the worst fucking thing that ever happened to her.
What that nigga Will Smith say today? He posted, he's like, you see why I was taking out robots and fucking
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like 3 movies come to my mind every time I think of AI. It's Terminator, iRobot, and The Matrix.
Yep.
Because in all those movies, they basically they're basically forewarning us of like, hey guys, this is just a movie for right now, but
if this shit gets too smart.
And ironically, guess who's signing petitions to slow down AI right now? Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, all these tech gurus who have been in the industry for a long time have made news today because they like signed a petition like begging people, hey, we got to slow down.
Yeah.
If we continue at this rate, we're going to fuck a lot of shit up. And it's like it's like, yes, it's cool. We're basking in the glory of the dawning of AI, but it's like we're not taking the thought of like how many nefarious things can happen because of this.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised people haven't started calling people with AI yet.
Well, and
using like a deceased loved one's voice.
Yeah.
Or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there are so many fucked up things you can do to people right now, and nobody's like, we're all just like, yeah, but it can sure write that fucking copy real fast. You know what I'm saying?
But then that too, it's like you have like you see the videos now where it's like they have what's it called? It's like a face swap or whatever.
Oh, deepfake?
Deepfake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deepfake shit. So, but some of those deepfakes look really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like really good.
It's a lot of people, some people know this, some people don't. If you're a prude, you don't know this. A lot of technology sees its most advancement in the porn industry. If you didn't know that, it's the truth. That's why PlayStation went with the Blu-ray disc on the PS3 instead of a HD DVD, because the porn industry chose Blu-ray. And that's why the PlayStation 3 was more successful than the Xbox 360.
Because you can watch your porn on it.
Exactly. So my thing is like, when are they going to start incorporating the AI into, you know,
like the VR shit?
Yeah, because somebody's going to be like, you know what really get me off? I'd love to smash Marilyn Monroe and she had like cheeks on her. Yeah. And someone's going to deep fake Marilyn Monroe on a porn star with the yeeks. And people are going to be like, damn, dog.
Hey, you got to get this new Marilyn Monroe
I'm
shit.
saying, bro, like, everyone's going to be like, let's find who else is a fine-ass woman who's dead, or a fine celebrity who's dead that we could bring back.
But not even that. So remember that video I sent you of Joe Biden?
Which one?
When he's like, all y'all niggas talking shit.
Oh, yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
it was funny,
yeah,
but it sounded just like that, dude.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think the video, like, the shit matched it, so it looks like he's actually saying this.
Hey man,
and you send this to like certain people, they can be like, oh, this nigga Joe Biden popping this shit, and they gonna think the wrong thing, and that's gonna start some shit.
Once again, in Terminator, he was mimicking voices, man. I'm telling y'all, we're fucking done. It's over.
Look, all I'm gonna say about this, and just to end this on a note, just be smart about what y'all doing with this AI shit, and take it very slow.
Please.
But on that note, we're going to wrap this episode up. We will catch y'all next time.
Yeah, don't say next week, please.
Next time. So we'll see y'all later.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys. Later.
Peace.